Virgo, how are you? Let's do a reading for your current energies, shall we? As always, please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. Now, I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. And if you appreciate what I do here, hit that like button. Boink, right there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really makes a difference to my channel. And I'd love to see my channel continue to grow. So I was just noticing that the High Priestess kept showing itself as I was shuffling. So for some of you, trust your intuition, okay, this week. If your intuition is guiding you to not do something or to do something, listen to it, all right? It's wanting to help you along your road. Our intuition is never going to steer us wrong. So for whoever needs to hear that, trust it, all right? Truly trust it. So let's see what's going on here. I see, there's been a situation where you've been pretty stressed. We've got the Nine of Swords reversed. We've got the Five of Swords reversed. And we've got you and the Nine of Wands energy over here being very defensive, really leery as to, what to do next. So let's see what this is about. All right, so we've got the Hanged Man coming in reversed. All right, so when we have the Hanged Man coming in reverse, there's confusion. There's confusion because you really need to start looking at everything from a bigger, broader perspective. All right, whatever this stress, whatever this anxiety is that you've been dealing with. I mean, here we have the Nine of Swords. It's reversed. It's starting to affect you in other areas of your life. All right, when we have this energy of the Nine of Swords, this is where, the stress is now, sorry, I got a fly flying around. There's this Nine of Swords energy. I mean, it's really trying to say, we've got to bring this to an end, because it's really affecting me and it's affecting how I move about in life. And then we have the Five of Swords also coming in reversed. You not really knowing how to, get out of this. Because the Five of Swords says, I don't know whether I should continue to fight for this situation or let it go. And when it sits alongside the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Wands is, you haven't been through it. Whether this is with someone that you've been dealing with or it's a work situation, whatever it is, you've tried to mend fences, make things work, and in the process, you've gotten really, really hurt, and now it's to the point where you just don't know what to do, all right? It's like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to just, keep this going. What do I do, right? That's what the Hangman is asking you. It wants you to find those answers of what should you do now. And what it's asking is how much of this did you cause yourself? How much of this did you create, because now you're all tied to this situation in ways that, all of a sudden you're questioning, how did I get here? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? How did I get myself in this position that now I'm really struggling? It's reversed, all right? You need to turn things around and start looking at what it is and how you got there and, be brutally honest with yourself. All right, because, you can wear a mask all day long, but, if you wear a mask, see here with this Five of Wands, you're going to miss your target. You're going to miss what it is that you need to be doing. And I feel as if, you feel very challenged, because, if this is around work or money or something like that, this fear of how did I get into this position now? And now how am I going to get myself out there and get out there among all these other people that, are better than me? Nobody's better than you, think of everyone as your equal. I mean, you start putting everybody else in front of you, you're never going to catch up with yourself. All right. So, I do feel this is a situation that you have dealt with long enough. And we've got the Judgment card now coming in reversed. It says it's time to let this go. Call it quits, have the awakening that the Hanged Man wants you to have. Let's wake up to the realization of how I got myself into this situation. Look at this guy, he's burning down here, how did I manage to get in this pot, and now how am I going to get out of this? All right, so listen, you made your bed. Now you got to lay in it, and you don't want to lay in it, so we're going to have to figure out what's next. All right, so I think the power of positivity here will really play a big part in how you make your next moves. And I say that because we have this Five of Cups coming in reversed, all right? This is you not wanting to continue in this situation. Maybe it's with a person here with these Five of Cups. You know, a lot has already been spilt, you know, and, you know, you don't want to keep going. That is your awakening, all right? That is what we need to see happen. That, you know, I no longer want to be so strapped and so tied to this. And it could be a person, it could be a job, it could be a house, it could be an addiction. You know what it is that you are tied to that now needs to, like, be let go. All right, and so here with the Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands, I mean, these nines want this to come to an end. All right, and you've been all defensive, you've been trying to make things work, but at some point, you've got to cut your losses. At some point, you need to, you know, make the moves that you keep talking about, but you don't do. All right, and I say you keep talking about them because here we have this Knight of Wands coming in reversed. All right, and whenever I see this Knight come in reversed, you know, it's like, oh, I would love to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, this is how I'm going to change it. But then you don't do it. You talk about it over and over and over again, but you don't do it. All right, and now these cards are saying it's time for you to bring this to an end because, like I said, it's affecting you in all areas of your life. All right, it can't continue. It can't continue. And I think you realize that it can't continue. And the Knight of Wands, when it's turned around, you know, he gets out there, he explores, he's having a good time, he's on fire, people love to have him around, you know, people would love to have you around, you know, but what is this fear that has been built up that is holding you from moving forward in your life? So we do have the Moon card coming in here reversed. And I feel like the Moon card says, you know, you've been dealing with this block right here, all right? And it's blocking the road that you need to go down. And I feel like this block is this Nine of Swords. This is you're in your own way, all right? You are the only person that is holding up this whole process. Because if you get out of your shell, get out of the comfort zone, quit acting like, you know, you are the victim, you know, you're the martyr. Everything, I've done so much and now here I am in this situation and I don't know how to get out of it. You know, it's left you in this depressed state. And this card says, let's get out of this. The Knight of Wands says, let's quit talking about it. Let's go and maybe take a chance in life. Let's maybe, you know, get past this block that has held me up. Now, this reading really seems to resonate with the energy of the eclipses now. Whenever we have the eclipse energy, you know, and it could last a while, you know, it's like we're not a light switch, you know, but I think you're really at that point where this has got to turn around and it's got to be about you. All right. And if somebody has held you back or a situation has kept you strapped to this tree so that you can't move, it's time for you to start making some moves. It's time for you to not be afraid to come out of your shell and to get past whatever this block is that is keeping you from what? Having success, from having happiness, from having that relationship you really want. And I really feel like if you apply yourself, truly apply yourself, you can end up with the energy of this King of Pentacles, all right? So, you know, this is an energy of you really standing up for you creating the world that you really want so that you feel good in the life that you are living. And really, the answer here is like, quit talking about it, Virgo. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card coming in reversed. We have the Knight of Wands coming in reversed. We are so afraid to take this chance. You cannot be afraid to take this chance. You cannot be afraid of change. Change is the one constant that we have, and you resisting change is only going to keep you blocked. So I feel as if, you know, now the time has come to quit talking about what it is you want to do, quit talking about the changes you want to make, and make those changes, because to not would be really, really foolish. So that's what I've got for you, Virgo. I hope this resonated with someone. Please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. So I sure appreciate each and every one of you. And if you appreciate what I do here, hit that like button. Yep, just like that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all at another reading. Until then, be well, be happy, be kind. I'll see you later. Bye now.